woman gotta have three. One woman just to hold me down. One woman just to lift me up. Oh, yeah. And I gotta at least have one woman on the side that really don't give a fuck. So if you wanna leave, baby, go ahead and leave. Yeah. There's one thing that I found out. I can't have one woman, gotta have three. One woman just to hold me down.
I like this part, dog.
One woman just to lift me up. Oh, yeah. And I gotta at least have one woman on the side that really don't give a fuck. If you wanna go, baby.
Boy, his name ain't King George for nothing. We do not own the copyrights to this music.
All right.
But it's the truth. I promise you, he's telling you the truth.
There it is. That's Brother King George out of Alabama, baby. We keep on rolling. That's a good music right there.
Yeah, it's great music.
That's good music right there.
You can lay down and feel sorry for yourself if you want to. The world gonna keep on going.
There it is, man. Keep on rolling, keep on going. Man, we are back. We are back, man, with another edition of TRAINSMOKE. I am your conductor, Sam. I am with my brother, the engine. The one that keeps this thing moving, none other than the
Choo. Yes, sir. The train is on the track, baby.
There it is.
Roll with it or get rolled on. It's up to you.
I would rather roll with it, baby. I got my ticket. How about yourself?
Get on board. Let's roll with it. Let's go.
All right, let's go. We're going to go ahead and get into it, guys. Guys, if you're listening, man, follow us on all platforms, social media, this, that, and the third, man. We have an exclusive team, if you will, for private conversations. You know, you may have your questions featured on one of the podcasts. It's called the TRAINSMOKE Club Car on Facebook. That way you can drop your questions. You may hear it on the air. We'll give you a shout out the whole nine, man. So we're doing big things over here at TRAINSMOKE, man. We got this train rolling, man. Glad that you all could come aboard. And trust me, we will bring the smoke.
Most definitely.
Let's go.
24/7, 365.
There it is.
And guess what? We was the first one to figure that out. Just dropping little nuggets.
There it is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There it is. Man, let's get into it, man. It's been talked about. It's been in the news, you know, with the new verdict of this person getting 9.5 years in prison. Miss Britney Griner, right?
Yeah, Britney Griner.
Yes, Griner. Thank you. I stand corrected. Britney Griner. Glad I didn't mess up the pronoun. They're probably taking us out there, right? You know. But realistically, man, everybody knows about the Britney Griner case. Got caught at a Russia airport allegedly carrying vials of hash, weed,
cannabis oil,
oil, whatever you want to call it, label it.
Well, first she lied to say it was hashish, just something totally different. But you know, once they got an interrogation and cornered her, I guess they knew she knew they was gonna test the vials,
right?
And she just came clean and said she made an honest mistake. Well, you know, if you made an honest mistake in a hurry packing, you shouldn't. Why you lie about it? That's what I'm saying.
Well, that's part of it, Train. I mean, we're gonna get more into it, man, because it's a lot. It's a lot, right? When you think about it, with her being sentenced to 9.5 years in Russia for what she was carrying, how she's allegedly being used as a political ploy to help and aid in the release of Victor Boot, you know, the merchant.
Yeah. Merchant of Death.
The Merchant of Death, right? So there's that political aspect to it. There's also another aspect to it, man, when it comes to celebrity that has been thrown up and thrown out into the this social space, if you will, comparing Britney Griner's issues and her mishaps to a LeBron James, saying if that was LeBron, the U.S. would have bent over backwards and really tried harder to go get that person out of there. So there's a lot of that wrapped into it. But also, man, the thing we do on Train Smoke, man, we go where a lot of people are afraid to go. And you know where I'm going with this.
Yes.
We're talking about support, man. We're talking about support from these entities, her entities, right? Her support groups, if you will. The WNBA, for one. And also the alphabet community, right?
Yes.
So,
She's openly lesbian and married to another woman. So, there's no secret about that.
no secret at all. But also, there hasn't been, if you think about it from a large standpoint, there hasn't been a lot of support from my standpoints. And maybe I'm wrong, but based upon my opinion, there has not been a lot of support from either of those communities in pushing for her to get home. You're now seeing where the WNBA, I believe, is trying to appeal the sentence. Not sure how that's going to go, especially dealing with Russia, but that's a whole nother story. But you're now starting to see that support come through even after their season is wrapping up, if you will. I think they start the playoffs.
They're in the playoffs. They're in the playoffs right now.
So a lot to cover, man, a lot to talk about, and I'm pretty sure we're going to give our opinions on our perspectives. They may differ, they may be the same, but trust me, you're definitely going to get something different than you're hearing on these YouTube streets, these social media platforms and things of that nature, because we tend to have a different view on this side of things. So, man, let's get into it.
Let's go.
All right. So the first point, man, in discussing this, you brought up an interesting topic for the first point. And I'm just for our listeners, we just gonna keep it raw. My boy said she shouldn't have had her ass over there.
Of course, I stand by that statement, and reason being, that was her choice to go to Russia. That was her choice because if she says she's not making enough money here in the United States to support the way or the lifestyle that she wants to live, so she decided to go to Russia to play basketball to earn more money to suffice the lifestyle that she's used to having and or the lifestyle that she wants to have or live. So that's a personal choice. And when you make personal choices, we're all responsible for those actions and those choices that we make. And while we're in an uproar trying to say free Britney and this and that, she broke the law. She took an illegal substance into a country that it was illegal in, and now she's suffering the consequences. And why is everybody so? I just don't. It's the celebrity status for one, but you can't say that. I won't say that. But what about these guys, these rappers that forgot in a hurry packing and left their gun in their bag at the airport? Okay, so if you're gonna get her out of prison for having illegal drugs at the airport in a country that she shouldn't have those drugs in, then you need to reverse all these charges and sentences you're giving to these common people every day that's forgetting or in a hurry packing and have their firearm in their bag when they get to the airport. What's the difference? Status.
Well, okay. See, you use the buzzword, and I think one thing we need to incorporate over here is a bill, because you use the buzzword, and it tickled my ears when you said celebrity, right?
Yes.
See, in our society, man, we
make exceptions for celebrities, people with status.
There you go.
I promise you. If this is say, for instance, nothing against Mr. Watson. I love the Deshaun Watson style of play. I like the way he played football. Okay. Hell of a football player, hell of a quarterback, hell of an athlete. But if he was an everyday Joe Blow that don't schedule 60-something damn massages within a year or women, and they accuse him of doing sexual misconduct, he would never see the damn light of day again. But because this is a professional athlete worth
Mm.
millions of dollars, well, billions of dollars to the teams that he play for the revenue that they bring in. Hey, we we make exceptions.
And I agree with that. I agree with that.
Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Some of the women in the Deshaun Watson case admitted to agreeing to have sex or oral sex and all these other different type of scenarios with him and communicated with him afterwards. So, you know, I'm not saying that all, it's all bad or it's all good, but you have to try to decipher. And, it's just like splitting hairs.
And see, I totally agree with that sentiment in using Deshaun Watson as an example, because you're right. If he was Joe Blow on the street, trust me, he would be probably sitting next to R. Kelly right now in jail. Both of them singing "You Remind Me of My Jeep." I don't know, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But when we talk about celebrity with Britney Griner, and we're leading into one of my touch points in dealing with this whole situation when it comes to the communities that she's part of, the WNBA community as well as the LGBTQ community.
You left out the plus now. Come on,
And
you
they
gotta
already, you know
give them
what,
all their letters now,
you know what,
and we
you
don't
know,
want no static.
I'll just say the
We
alphabet
want
community.
all the smoke, but we
Uh,
don't want no static.
we don't want no static. I'm gonna give y'all all the alphabets. We'll just say the alphabet community, right? And, and no disrespect. My point in making is when you talk about the WNBA and its existence, right? The, the reason why this title sits with me when you to start off this show that she shouldn't have had her ass over there. I tend to believe that the WNBA, and that's where the celebrity thing comes in. So I'm gonna put them all together for you. I tend to believe that the WNBA, as long as it has been in existence, shouldn't have their celebrity basketball players in foreign countries having to make more in a year than they would probably do in 2 years over here in the WNBA. Right? If
Yeah,
Britney Griner is a celebrity. We're talking Diana Taurasi. She's been overseas, this and the third. She makes more playing a year or a season overseas than she does here in the States. Other players, other professional players have done that, right? So when we talk about celebrities, right, it just behooves me how she can be considered a celebrity, but to suffice for her income, she has to go over. Well, I won't say she has to. She made a choice to go over to a foreign country that was paying her more than what her salary was here in the States to play basketball. This isn't her first time over in Russia. She's been through this several times, right? So
exactly.
that's one half of it. I'll get to the second half. Let's discuss that first half. Then I'll get to the second half because you know what's coming with that, right?
I'm not sure, but I'm sure gonna be ready for whatever it is.
Well, I'm bringing the smoke, and it's not just this cigar, buddy. I'm bringing the smoke tonight. What you think? What you think about the WNBA allowing their celebrity ball players to go and play in these foreign leagues for whatever financial gains this and the third win? I can understand maybe your B, C basketball players looking to gain or suffice for the income that they make over here, but your celebrity players,
Well, you have to look at the total market for women's sports, and I think soccer is the leader out of all sports. Believe it or not, because the world loves soccer, not just here in the United States, but all over. They call it football in other countries. But the thing is, you have to have the market to support those type of athletes, and we don't necessarily. I wouldn't say we don't have it here in the United States. I don't think they're pushing it enough or have worked hard enough to make a level playing field for the women professional basketball players here, and that's just the gist of it. And you know, until the mindset changes of the powers that be that run the WNBA or whatever, and it's gonna remain the same. Um, you don't have the same fan base.
Okay.
If you don't have the same fan base as the NBA, so you don't give out those big contracts like the NBA. So they're going to get paid less money. Now, is that fair or not? Who am I to say? But that's just the way the market is, and that's what's happening with the professional women basketball players, and they're choosing to go overseas. Well, a lot of guys, a lot of male basketball players, go overseas and play
Well,
to get extra income. But
okay.
like I said, that's your choice. But as far as Mrs. Griner, I feel that it was a plan altogether. Because, like you said, she's been going over there playing basketball for years. So all of a sudden, you check her bag and she got the cameras on. Okay, we want Victor Boot for Britney Griner, a basketball player. Anybody in their right mind know that ain't an even trade. But you know, who to say Joe in his right mind? But I can't take nothing from Joe. He was smart enough to fool the black people out they vote. It ain't
There
doing
you
a
go.
damn thing for us now.
Well,
But
yeah.
hey, it is what it is, man. Let's keep it real.
Hey, I agree with you. I mean, for a person who's always been tough on crime, and as you kind of mentioned before, he has been the architect of this whole legal system and shit like that, right? I
He
mean,
has written most of the laws and supported most of the laws that got their foot on our neck.
and then you
And
have,
Kamala Harris, as a prosecutor out in California, executed and supported him.
and you know,
And they are the president and the vice president of the country.
and
Go
now,
figure. Go figure, black people.
and now we are playing. Dang, what's the word? It,
Russian roulette. Because you don't
that's
know
a
what
good one.
you
That's a
don't
good
know
one.
what's up with Joe. Joe 110, man. He ain't got much time left.
Listen,
Some
I
you
tell
see
you this.
COVID. You see what COVID done to him.
I, I see that. I was gonna mention that. Like, come on, Joe. We can't
Not
do the
saying that
COVID
COVID
thing
is a
no more.
joke now. Y'all don't
We
get me
can't.
wrong.
We
Not saying
can't do this
COVID is a
COVID.
joke.
We can't do this COVID thing again, Joe. We can't.
But he's been down for a while. And Lord forbid if he goes out, then you're gonna have your first black woman president. If that was to happen. I think they'll clone him before they let that happen, though. They have they
we thought.
have they
Listen.
have a lookalike or something going on. They ain't gonna.
Listen. They ain't no telling. After January 6th, who knows, right?
Oh,
Who
of
knows
course.
what'll happen? But anyway, what I'm getting at is, man, and I hear what you're saying about the WNBA. I got it. But here's the thing: when you compare that to the NBA players, like when you think about the top 10 NBA players right now, none of them have to go to any foreign entity to. And I understand the contracts are bigger, right? But here's the other thing that supplements their income. We're talking like their outside deals, whether it be with these shoe brands, these clothing brands, these other entities that support their income, right? And that's what I'm saying in Miss Griner's, I say Miss Griner, in Britney's case, right? Or any of the top tier WNBA players, right?
Yeah.
Yes, you may not make the income from the particular sport that you're in, but with your support groups, again with the alphabet community, with sponsorship programs, with all of these corporate entities and interests,
No,
there
I'm
should
so,
be viable financial gains based on your likeness, things of that to help market or sell yourself from that standpoint where you don't have to go overseas and jeopardize your freedoms by breaking their law. My bad.
there was a choice. As I said, it's a choice. If she wants that kind of income, if she wants to live that type of lifestyle, it's her choice. It was her choice to go over there, and sometimes she had to deal with the consequences. Uh, I haven't seen any of the LGBTQ plus community talking about boarding the plane going to Russia. Let's shut down Putin, or let's not use computer chips or anything else we get from over there. We don't want the oil. Let's shut it down. No gas. You're not hearing any of that because people would do what's allowed, what you allow them to do.
I couldn't agree more.
They ain't with that in Russia. So
And
you know,
let me say let me say this. No offense to the alphabet community, right?
right.
I personally, be you, do you, be you, enjoy life like I try to do, right? However, to your point, I agree. You don't hear the clamoring.
No.
You don't see the signs. You don't see the push. You don't see the flags waving. You don't see any of the support that normally somebody would get. So to your point, when you think about how they went after what's the rapper name, the baby,
Yeah.
when he
Want to shut him down.
shut him down,
Kevin Hart. Look what happened with the
right?
Oscars.
And
Some comments he made years and years ago.
right.
But you saying that she's been wrongfully detained. Go over there with your signs and your flags and march over there against the Kremlin and see what happens.
Well, first of all, they ain't going over there with that mess. Not over in Russia. That ain't happening. It's not happening.
And then again, maybe they're using their common sense or their logic and saying she broke the law. She has to pay for what she did. And that could be the case. But either way, you're not hearing anything from them. I'm not hearing anything.
I haven't heard anything from them.
I haven't heard much from them.
When you think about social media and they've been quiet. They've been quiet on Britney, right? So it challenges the thought, if you will, as far as supporting that aspect, right? Could it be that they're not showing support because she did break the law, right? They're recognizing from that standpoint, or is it because they do understand the freedoms that they have over here in comparison to what those freedoms are in Russia?
Let's say liberties, cause
Okay.
You're not free. You got liberties.
Let's say liberties.
Yes.
Or privileges.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I can't. I can only speculate on that. But again, to your point, I agree. I don't see any outward support, if you will, from that standpoint, right? So that begs the question.
It's just something else to think about. Something else to think about.
It is. So let's talk about this trade a bit, right? Let's talk about the trade. What stands out in that proposal, and whether you want to believe it or not, I do believe that she was used as a political ploy, because I do believe I said she. My bad.
It's the truth, man. She was born a female. Now what she enunciates or identifies with is something totally different. But she was born a female.
Okay. So Britney has the point I'm getting at is it's apparent, allegedly. I mean, how you ever want. I do believe, this is my opinion, I do believe she was used as a political ploy. I do believe that the Russian government, even the coaches, the team, knew that she had always had this substance and brought it each and every time she came over to play ball every year. And this was just the opportune time to use her mishaps to elevate it enough for them to play political chess while we were sitting over here playing Uno.
It's total. I get you when I get ready 1-on-1. Same thing here in the United States. You think they don't know who selling drugs? No, they the one shipping it over here to give it to them. But that's another story, for another day. But you don't think they know who's selling drugs? Of course.
You know what this reminds me of, and I don't know if you paid enough detail to this movie to find out. So what's the movie Training Day? right?
Yeah.
Alonzo and his team knew the big weed guy and all that stuff like that. So when the Kings came around and said they needed payouts, right? They needed the money to pay out. So guess who Alonzo go and hit? Guess who in his team go hit?
The
Biggest
weed man, the biggest
biggest drug
weed
bust in
guy.
the city.
That's
Yeah,
it.
it's your time, baby. We got to get you today, cause I I got to use this for my prowess right now. I got to use this for my game right now. You know, the wise men need to pay out. I need to pay out. We need to pay this Russian hit team so I don't get killed. We need to hit you today. Bam, you got to go. So
That
yeah,
sums it up there in the
yeah,
nutshell.
yeah. But the Merchant of Death, man. Let's think about that trade. Again, that's just, with KD being in the news wanting to trade and demanding the trade. That's almost like trading KD for a Matt Fish. And Matt Fish ain't even in the league. Matt Fish used to be a center for the Houston Rockets. Never saw any playing time, right?
I didn't know who the hell Matt Fish was.
I'm
I
just
thought you
saying.
made it up. So,
No, no,
so that
Matt.
shows the disparity in the
Yeah,
notoriety of the player.
yeah. See, the only reason why I know Matt Fish because I had a basketball card with Matt Fish on it, and they had his stats. When you have a 0.0 and then the number for your points, rebounds, and stuff like that,
Oh my
that
goodness.
that means you did not see the light of day.
He had the decimal points in it.
Listen, he had the decimal point moved 2 spaces before he saw a
Wow.
number.
Wow.
But that reminds me of this, like, and again it goes back for me, celebrity. Yeah, over in America, yay, Britney's a celebrity. Okay, cool. You call her that whatever level celebrity she is, right? But we're talking about an international
Spy.
war,
International spy, war criminal,
the whole
you
nine.
name it. Yes.
Yeah, and this is the other thing I have an issue with that. There are other Americans along the lines of the Merchant of Death that we should be trading for, right?
Yeah.
That would equal that actual, that would really make sense for that particular trade. And I'm pretty sure the families of those people are hoping that and it's like Britney gets shoved in the front of the line. Is it because?
I think you freezing up, Sam.
No, I'm not freezing up. I'm not freezing up. I'm really cautious about where I'm going with this because what I'm getting at is it because of her celebrity? Is it because of her association or affiliation with um, the communities that she gets pushed to the forefront?
I
Or,
think I think it has to do a little bit with both of them because of the recognition and notoriety that it will bring. Because you're gonna look for uproar from the first of all the minority black female, double minority as they would say in the United States. You get that pushback. Then she's part of the LGBTQ plus community, and she's also a successful a professional WNBA basketball player. So you got all that stuff working for you. Like I said, I think it was a plan, and they played it masterfully to the T so far. On the payoff is if they get Victor Boot released for Britney Griner, which I feel is insane. But hey,
yeah, I tend to
wish in
agree.
one hand and poop in the other one and see which one fill up the fast.
That was funny. That was funny.
That was the truth. Shit in one hand, wish in the other one. And you see which one fill up the fast.
I'm wishing on a star. Oh my God, man. So So now we know the outcome, man. She's been sentenced to 9.5 years in prison, right? And I think just recently they have proposed that as part of her sentence, she gets to coach the basketball team over there in Russia.
Now this fucking hilarious to me. How the hell you gonna throw me in jail and tell me my reward is to coach your basketball team while I'm serving my time? I don't want to be in this
But
mother
listen,
to begin with.
I know,
You
but
think I want
look,
to give you my energy and time and expertise in
listen,
coaching your basketball team?
listen,
Come on.
we go at 0-19.
Oh, and whatever.
I'll tell you, it's gonna be like your former coach. I want to win.
Hey. We're not we're not
I
gonna
want
expose
to win.
anyone that.
I just said former coach. I want to win. As he kicks the igloo with all the Gatorade in it. Come on, coach.
Limped for 2 weeks behind this shit. It was a passionate speech. I don't think his toes agreed with that shit.
No, not at all. Oh my God. Oh, the memories. Yeah. So, yeah, man, that's it. It's almost like this. Like at least in America, they you work release. You get off of time served, especially if you do well within the confines of prison, right? I mean, that's how it works over here. I mean, their 9.5 years is like federal time. They want her to do the 9.5. Allegedly.
Hey, it's it's their way of doing things. If they tell you got to do your complete sentence, then that's what it is. That's Russia's laws.
Well, see,
It's and now let me tell you now, we always got it bad. The United States of playing cowboy. I want to be John Wayne, the hero. They ain't running over there with that. We're not going over there with that, especially for somebody that has clearly broken the law. Why we keep overlooking the fact that she clearly broke the law?
I'm not going to overlook that, but I think I've been reading recently. There was a another young lady who got caught with substances over in Russia, and she basically got a slap on the wrist and sent home. Right, but we do understand why Britney is being used from that standpoint, right?
Well, let me tell you something. I'm gonna use a clear example as I can make it for you.
Okay.
When you fishing, you catch a little minnow, almost a little minnow, you go throw it back. You don't want that yet. But when you catch the big fish, that's your trophy, ain't it, huh?
Yeah, it is. Okay,
that's your trophy. You taking pictures with it. You might even mount it on the wall. But that's the same thing. The fish, that fish wasn't big enough to get done what they wanted to get done. Like I said, it's all been she's just a pawn in this chess game that Putin is playing with the United States. And I hope everyone is not so dumbfounded and blinded by celebrity status and overlooking what's really going on. But we're so busy with our everyday lives, with the hustle, the bustle, you moving so fast. You don't have time to really sit down. Most people don't and think about what's actually happening. Well, or they don't even care.
Well, here's the thing. All we need is another Kim Kardashian moment, and Britney will probably be forgotten about. I said it.
I'm not gonna comment on that.
I'm just saying. I mean, hey, that's all we need. Another moment like that, and she's probably put on the back burner. Let's. What should Britney do? If you were part of Britney's community, would you be the truth teller in there and say, hey, Britney, hold it down? We're gonna be rocking with you once you do your 9.5. Right? Because I mean, we do say we did say she broke the law, and you know, you got a foreign substance in a country that does not have the laws like the United States does, right? So therefore, I mean, you did make a choice in going over there with it, and now it's being used against you. Okay, tough cookies. Or is it, let's rally the communities, let's rally the support, although it may mean nothing to a foreign country. I mean, it's only so much pressure you can put on the U.S. government. I think they've already made, you know, whatever type of play or their proposal as to what type of play they're going to make, regardless of, you know, the protests and all of those things. I haven't seen yet where a protest in any regard changes the thought or the plans that they have as far as the government to execute whatever plan that they have in place.
You're absolutely right.
So my question is you is what would you tell Brittany?
Well, all I would tell Brittany was do the best you can to make the situation you're in as comfortable as possible. Cause it don't look like you're going nowhere for a little while. They want you to coach. Go on, coach. They might give you some privileges. Hell, they might even bring you some cannabis oil for you to smoke. Since you had a medical condition, they say that you had a prescription for it.
Gotcha.
So, you know, they might adhere to that. Well, you know, you got to do it. You got to play ball. I'm quite sure she knows how to play ball.
She has to play ball. That's a great analogy. I would tell her this. I would tell her a similar thing, man. Hold your head. Reflect. Um, and I think you mentioned one time before. If she does manage to get out, right? Don't take your ass back over there at all.
For what? You better not.
You shouldn't even want Russian vodka.
She shouldn't want to hear nothing begin with the letter R when she get away from over there.
What about rebound, dog?
None of that. Get them bounds. Get them boards.
Not even rebound, dog?
No.
What about referee?
No. Hey, strike. We ain't messing with the R, man.
I'm telling you, anything that starts with an R, Brittany, you should not. I'm going to say this. I hope that they do. Well, see, that's I can't say that because for what they're asking for what Russia is asking for, it's like, you know, it doesn't make sense, and it's almost like, hey, yeah, you want Brittany to come home, but you don't want this person, Victor Boot, to come out of jail and wreak havoc again, because you know the Russian.
If you want to free somebody, free my cousin Jerome. He don't did almost 20 years of a 30-year sentence on a bull junk conspiracy charge, and it was non-violent, and he got out for COVID. And now they don't lock him back up on a bull jive car. Yeah, bull jive charge talking about he damaged the phone he had. Now, if you got to take a picture with this phone and send it in every day to show where you are with your whereabouts, why would you damage it? It don't even make sense. But they pulled him back in and shipped him off to lose out on some bull junk. But we fighting for you, Jerome. Don't worry. Keep your head up. Stay strong, cuz.
Keep your head up. Keep your head up, Jerome. Free Jerome.
We got some real pit bulls on this case.
Listen.
Yes.
Free Jerome. Free Jerome. Free Jerome. That's no slight to Brittany. Free Jerome.
Free Jerome.
Because that's some bullshit.
Exactly.
That's some bullshit. Free Jerome. My last comments to Ms. Griner is, I did it again. My last comment to Brittany is to, you know, just keep your head up. I'm pretty sure that your support team, wherever that support lends you, is going to make sure that hopefully you're okay. Hopefully they're doing right by you there. As much as I would like to see you back over there, I think, as I said before, if they do make the play for Victor Boot to come out as or swap you for Victor Boot, man, I just need you to understand how heavy that is. One and two, I don't care what foreign country asks. It listen, don't go. Find somewhere else to make,
Well, I think this also is a time for her to reflect on what she did wrong or what got her in the situation that she's in. You gotta have some self accountability also. That's the only way you're gonna heal and move on from the situation.
what is she accountable for? Smoking weed?
Accountable for bringing it over there. She knows she shouldn't have had that stuff with her.
She gonna smoke weed when she get back.
I'm quite sure she is. But she better not smoking in Russia. She can't take it to Russia. That's the key. That's the key. You can't do it there.
I'd still say she shouldn't even. I mean, your thoughts of playing basketball in Russia. I don't care how much they offering. Is over. Just cut it out. Mm-mm. Like you said before, nothing that starts with R. Rebounds, referees, Russia. Mm-mm. Be like, nope. Don't need it. Don't need it. All right, man. That's enough about Britney, man. Again, your final thoughts on Britney?
Like, I pray. Well, I ain't gonna say I pray, but I hope Miss Griner's doing well. She seemed to be pretty healthy. I saw her from the courtroom, like she got her skin looking more healthy and everything over there. So I don't know. They might be taking care of her pretty good, but I just hope that she learns from this and is able to move on with less damage as possible to the family, because not just that person is sentenced to prison or jail. The family is, the loved ones of that person. So they're suffering and hurting and missing and all that also. So you got to
That's a
take
good
all
point.
that in accountability.
That's a good
And
point.
I hope that they can come together and heal and get past it. But it's just an unfortunate situation that I wish could have been avoided if she'd have taken a little more time to prep on her packing. So she said she packed it by mistake and took it over there. But that's neither here nor there. You were caught at the airport with it. They have it dead red handed. You're really at the mercy of the laws of that country. So
That's fair. That's fair. That's definitely fair. Let's move on, man. We're gonna move on to Black excellence. What we like to do on Train Smoke, man, in order to kind of give you balanced observations from us. We like to talk about um, black excellence, right? We like to give you some points where people in our community are doing well, or things, just good news all the way around, if you will, particularly from the black community. So, Train, what you got for me? What black excellence can we talk about today? As we wrap up our podcast today.
well, I just like to send a shout out to all the healthcare workers that are doing their thing to make sure that they take care of their patients. Because if you really look at it, without them in place, we would have been in real, real big trouble. And they
Hmm.
stepped up to the plate and risked their lives or livelihood to help others. And that's what we need more in the community. And that's the more people like that we need to share the spotlight on instead of just athletes, the firemen, the teacher, people of that nature who really give back to their community and help instill and grow young adults to help come productive people in our society. So
Great,
that's
great observation, man. Let's give a shout out to all of can we list them as people of infrastructure, right? We take for granted
yes,
just common,
yes.
just the small. I wouldn't even say small things.
There's no big eyes and small U's. Let's get
Right,
that.
right. Let's say
Because
this.
if you take the honeybee out of the ecosystem,
Yeah,
it'll
everything is
collapse.
destroyed. Right.
So There's no big eyes and small U's.
Right.
It takes all of us, and once we realize that and work together, this will be such a better place.
Definitely. I want to continue that shout out to the teachers, man, going back to school, those that are going back to school, especially those teachers that have survived uh, COVID in a way of, having their structures, having their teaching, and being able to change on on a whim to be able to continue to teach and push these students along in their educational path. Um, Also the students, man, just the kids. I think back on us, man, as growing up as kids, and I think the only thing that we had to deal with from a major standpoint was seeing the space shuttle crash, right? Seeing that on live television, and I'm using
Yeah.
that as a point of PSD or trauma or something that huge that everyone saw that may have affected them in some type of way.
Well,
Where
actually, I don't mean to cut you off,
no,
brother,
go ahead.
but we're actually still suffering from the trauma of slavery. It's been noted and proven that it's genetically passed down through our DNA from the trauma that our people suffered for those 140 odd years of slavery. They say 400 years, but that's not correct.
Okay, I stand corrected. I stand corrected. Other than that, um, I can only imagine being a kid having to go through COVID, and not just a kid. I mean, even adults as well. You're fighting a disease, uh, however you want to call it, how you want to frame it. You're fighting something that you can't pinpoint how it will affect you, right? Symptoms are similar to that of the common flu, but could have, depending on what other existing conditions that you have, could end your life. We lost a
or
lot. Go
or
ahead.
have long lasting effects.
Correct.
So
We lost a lot of individuals that we have loved, um, and I think everywhere. I think it's safe to say. Um, but to your point, those people of infrastructure, those people that had to put themselves on the front lines, those workers, those health workers, those firemen, those policemen, teachers. I don't want to leave anyone out. Those people that put themselves on the front line and risk their lives. We often talk about the military risking their lives overseas, but we need to shed a little bit more light on those that are here in the States, those that are right down the street, right around the corner in our neighborhoods, this, that, and third, that have put their lives on the line on a daily basis just to ensure that, or hope that, as protection to care for the sick, to shut in, the whole nine. So, want to celebrate you guys today.
oh yes, and another note on Black excellence. I want to give a shout out to Condoleezza Rice. She's one of the owners of the Denver Broncos. She's on that ownership board. So we'll give a shout out to her. Something she's always wanted to do. She said since she's, was in the office with Bush on his cabinet. So she finally got it done.
Can we say this? I don't think Condoleezza Rice gets a lot of credit for the position that she was in.
Well, I don't think she was getting credit from the black community because we had so much disdain for the president that she was working with. So it was kind of like, yeah,
I mean,
we X you out.
the same could be said for Omarosa, but again, we're talking.
Well, I
we
don't think
talking.
Omarosa was working with him when he was the president. I don't think
I'm,
she got that phone call.
I'm just saying, we talking Condoleezza Rice, man. Highly educated, classy, woman of status, and really fit for the position that she was in. To be really honest with you, think about that. Shout out to you, Condoleezza Rice. The Broncos gonna suck this year though.
I don't know. They got a quarterback, and they already had a good defense. So we'll see. They're in a hell of a division, though. That's their problem.
Yeah, yeah. That's it's that division. Them Raiders look good, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Man,
Them Raiders are looking good.
you saying Raiders? You saying you overlooking who the king over there? Kansas City. My homeboy still running things.
Nah, but my homeboy done lost that speed demon on the outside, buddy.
Hey, let me
I know he got a replacement, but he lost that speed demon on the outside, buddy.
let me explain something to you. I'm gonna explain something to you real well.
Come on, L Train. Bring me home, bro.
This is only gonna make Patrick Mahomes excel because he's gonna have to distribute the ball more evenly, and which he can do. If you looked at the preseason game, first drive, only drive I think he played, hit 6 different receivers on that drive for a touchdown. He was 6 for 7 for a touchdown on that drive, if I'm not mistaken. So if that's gonna be the Mahomes we see, because he can't really just lean on Tyreek speed to bail him out. But still got McCole Hardman, and they got another speedster that came on this year also. Then you gotta look at Juju Smith-Schuster, Travis Kelce at tight end, and you got Valdez Scanlon, whatever his damn name is from Green Bay. You got 17 names here.
Yeah, I'm not taking anything from him because you're right.
But
I mean,
their problem have always been the defense. If they can stop anybody, I ain't worried about the offense. Eric Bieniemy and Andy Reid, two of the greatest offensive minds ever in the game.
but they couldn't stop a nosebleed, dog. Nosebleed with all kind of clinics in they nose. They couldn't stop it.
As long as you got the ball, Lance, it do it matter. Ask Josh Allen.
Oh yeah, exactly. No doubt, man. Been a good show, man. Britney Griner.
Yeah, Brittany, we hope all is well with you. Asking, there's something good come out of the situation. Everything happens, it's a lesson in it.
Of course,
Whatever lesson it is to be learned or taught, I hope you got it.
of course, of course. And for the young people out there, what's the old saying? A smart person learns from the lesson. A wise person learns from seeing the lesson. Something like that. I gotta look it up. But be wise, right? Be wise. I'll say that. Be wise. Be wise. That's all I got for tonight, man. That's all I got for this one. Can't wait to get into these other podcasts that we're gonna get into, man.
For sure.
Yeah,
We got some fire coming for you guys.
Boy.
Because how can you have smoke if it ain't no fire? You know we got some fire coming.
Man.
Yes, sir.
Tell them again, dog. I don't think they heard you. I don't think they heard you in the back.
We have some fire. I'm not gonna say fire. We got some fire coming. You can't have fire without the smoke. Train Smoke podcast. Sam, the conductor. Yours truly, L Train.
I got the smoke.
Engine that keeps everything going, baby.
I got the smoke. Choo choo. We out, y'all.